Central Throne, have you devised a strategy to defeat Zaren's TIE defenders?
The assault gunboat has been improved to create a new, more powerful ship named the Missile Boat. Zaren will fall before these new starfighters.
You will be rewarded well if you can destroy Zaren and his traitorous forces. Make sure that Zaren does not interfere with our plans to crush the rebellion.
Hello. Don't know if anyone's there, but I decided to just start doing a little stream while I do some mission editing, and you're free to join me and ask me questions, if you so wish. Right, so what are we doing? This is Battle 12, Mission 1 of Reimagined, that I'm currently tinkering with. Basically how my development tends to work is that I will sometimes get working hard on a mission, and then next week I'll work on a different mission, and then I keep flitting back and forth between different missions, and I just keep slowly building things up as I go along. So this is Battle 12, that's the Rebel Field campaign, and it's my intention, as I've stated before, to do a fair amount of crossover with the X-Wing Alliance campaign and story. There will be a partial reimagining of some of this, I guess, since it's from the Imperial perspective, but you know, that's my job here. And this first mission is actually a reversed version of, I think it's Battle 4 Mission 1 from X-Wing Alliance. In fact, what I'll do is I'll bring it up and we can have a look. I think it's this one. Or am I wrong? Maybe it's not this one. Is it Mission 2? Bear with me, it's been a while. Yes, it's this one. So Battle 4 Mission 2. My mistake. So let's take a look at the map of this one. Region 2. So we've got some Mobquet transports and some cargo, no, not cargo ferries, I don't know what to actually call these, cargo tanker engines. They've got a series of cargo containers attached to them. And then there's 2 Victory destroyers, a couple of Lancer frigates, and a couple of enemy TIE Advanced. And you're in an A-Wing scouting for the Liberty. This convoy is headed for Endor to build the Death Star 2. And yeah, I thought it would be interesting to do a reversed version of this, except the convoy is much bigger. Also, I don't think we should have the Protector here. I know it's a Victory 2. It's a Victory 2 class Star Destroyer, but we already destroyed a Victory Destroyer called the Protector, and that was Battle 7. So yeah, I'm probably not going to keep that name at the SOF. Yeah. But yeah, that's the original mission. So I've ported in some of the names. You can see there's the Mobquets here, there's some of the cargo. And is what was the Protector is now called the Osiris, for now anyway. And we've still got the Vanguard there, and the Lancer frigates are here, and an Imperial Star Destroyer is now part of this fleet as well. And you can see surrounding them a bunch of A-Wings, which will be the intended scouting party. So yeah, I'm just going to start messing about with this. I'm not really good at live streaming. I don't really know how to talk a lot about things, so please feel free to ask me questions or talk about subjects, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. For now though, this I set up some time ago. Actually can't remember when the last time I actually did this, but I already have this fleet warping, and all I'm really doing is setting the scene until I'm happy with how I kind of want things to look. You start in Region 1, and you can see that there's quite a few destroyers here because you'll be assigned to the Death Fleet under the Super Star Destroyer Executor, and you'll be flying out of here quite a lot for Battle 9. But yeah, I'm thinking, although I've already increased the size of this freighter fleet, I kind of think I want it bigger. I mean, it's the Death Star. That thing's going to need a lot of supplies, right? So let's take a look in game. See how it looks. I disabled the music, didn't I? Yeah, that's fine. Long loading times. Okay. Where are they coming in from? I think they're coming from here. are. I appear to be miles away. It's on a Samsung Evo 850 SSD. And that's not so much the problem as it's the old engine. I need to speed this up. Isn't the time compression feature wonderful now? So it's looking good. I do feel like I want this to be a little bit bigger. A bit more, there's some gaps here, we could have some more intense traffic. I kind of like the idea of you sort of dipping in and out between the convoy ships as you're trying to catch these scouts. And I've yet to determine how or if I want to have Ace Azabine be part of this, because we can't kill him because that would interrupt the story. So the engine. Ew. Let's close that down. Alright, so what we got, let's turn the wireframes on, so lagging to hell. One downside is I cannot see multiple ships in a flight group. So I can only see one ship if it's got more than one ship in a flight group, so a bit annoying, but you have to make do with what we got. Sound that exit the map. What, the beep 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 sound? Oh no, the I know what you mean. It's the it's the sound of the space bomb. I don't know where that's coming from actually. I think someone asked this before, and I don't think it's here. I'll look into it. Thank you, JMerks. Glad you're enjoying what you're seeing. And Eric, yes, that is the only way I can test a level. I have to do stuff in here and then go back to the game. Luckily, I can just Alt-Tab out of the game nice and easily. The only issue is just clicking fly again and it taking up to a minute to reload, which is, yeah, it's annoying, but it is what it is. It's actually nice that we have the time compression feature now, because I can actually go to a big headache is actually testing a mission that takes a long time to get to the end to. So Battles 7 mission 1's a good example. That's a 20-minute mission, and if I want to test something that's scripted at the end of the mission, I have to play through the whole damn thing to see if it worked or not. So the time compression feature is actually really nice. Lucrehulks. I am not familiar with that anachronian. Perhaps you can give me a link to what that looks like. What do I want to do? I want to have a look at the... because I'm not so sure I really want the destroyer so high up, because it can't really cover its guns probably. Most of the destroyer's heavy guns are on the top side, dorsal side. So let's see the waypoint. Oh, you don't have a waypoint yet, do you not? ISD unnamed. Waypoint. Region 2. No, you don't. That's fine, you don't really need one yet. It's somewhere here. But are you... Yeah, there's a ship in the way there. Let's turn the waypoints off. We need to have some clearance around this destroyer. And what about the VSDs? VSD Osiris, let's move you down as well. Oh, you do have a waypoint. Selected only. Okay. Now I can move them both down. Right, and the Lancer frigates are currently here, but if we're going to make this convoy bigger, I probably want to give it a bit more heavily armed. However, a big part of Battle 8 is that we're basically trying to trick the rebels, because this is all part of Palpy's plan to destroy them at Endor. So we kind of want the rebels to know about this fleet. But at the same time, make it believable that this would be heavily guarded. I think for a convoy this size, although, you know, 3 destroyers is pretty good, I'm going to make it bigger. I think defense should be a bit bigger. I know the ones you mean. Yes, but I don't think they fit with the Imperial aesthetic with what we're using here. Those were a Trade Federation faction, as I recall. And sort of Clone War era tech. Yes, I know the Victory Destroyer is kind of a sort of between Clone War era to Civil War era. But it's not a ship I really want to use. I do wish there was another bigger type of freighter to use. I was just thinking earlier before I started the stream, I really wish there was a big freighter type I could use that was a bit more Imperial designed. Anyway, let's... do I want another ISD, or should I just add a few more escort ships? I think it's probably worth having a carrier, maybe. Actually, I need to organize this list a bit better. Let's move the capitals. Let's turn wireframes off because it's going to lag. Let's move these up. Down. It's better. All these backdrops are mixed together. I don't want that. Where are we starting? 222. Okay. So you're the one backdrop. So let's move you up. Click, 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 click. Yes, I would very much like to drag and drop these things, but I can't, so one at a time click. And there's a specific reason for that, because it changes the flight group number. It can also impact any very specific orders tied to flight groups. So I can't just do that. Okay, so that's separating the barrier. So that's region 1. The rest of this is region 2. And what I'll do quickly, I'll show you what's in region 1, what at least I have placed in region 1. Waypoints start 1. Let's go to region 1. Where is the player? Player is there. Okay. Let's put him over here so we can get a good look. Save. I think let's do this quickly. Right, let's take a look. Maybe go make a cup of tea while you wait for the mission loading. There we go. There's your home fleet. So you'll see this fleet quite often in Battle 12. It will also commit to a major battle. The big battle in, or what will be the largest battle in Battle 12, which is I think mission 2 or 3, I can't remember which number I put this at, which will be a battle over Cothless, which is in both X-Wing Alliance and TIE Fighter, but will be basically a reimagined version of both missions as a combined mission, and obviously through my own vision for what I want. But yeah, this is the Death Fleet, and you'll be based from here. I thought it'd be nice to actually be part of a proper Imperial task force for once. Not that you aren't with Thrawn's fleet, but this is the largest fleet you'll be assigned to. Okay. I'll stop showing off now. Back to where you were. And you can go all the way down here now so I can actually see what you're doing. Maybe over here. That'll do. I want to give you a waypoint as well so you're pointing in the right direction. Region 2, 1. Let's hide the backdrops so I don't... And last time I did a live stream I was using Allied Mission Editor, and I've since switched permanently to using the Yogmi Editor because it's generally better in most cases now for certain. There's still a couple of things I like to use Allied for, but yeah, in most cases now this is my preferred mission editor, particularly because I have a lot more freedom in manipulating things on the map, and also it shows the correct actual sizes and wireframes for all the ships, so I know actually what things are relative to what, or how they will show in game. However, this is laggy as hell, as you can see, with the wireframes on. So I have to turn this off when I'm doing anything particularly that needs some fine movement. Well, if you have a link to that ship, let me know. I'll take a look. But thing is, I have to kind of use what we've currently got available in the community, and you know, this is all we've got. I think the Trade Federation ship is on, I want to say, DTM's site. There is actually a couple of cargo ships I've been meaning to add or wanted to add. There's the one from Rebels. It's like a triangular shaped thing. Is it triangular shaped? It's got this big thing on the back, but when I put it in the game, it's actually quite small. I was disappointed how small it was. So, but I do want to add it at some point. I just haven't got around to it yet. Right. So we want more. Easier thing to do would just be to increase the number of craft. So we've got freighters, conveyors, cargoes, container transports. There are a bunch of transports I have not yet used. Probably see some of those. Let's... Where are they? Ah, there they are. So... change that to C, to K, and to H. I can't remember which is which. I might have to quickly open up the editor to find out what I'm using here. Not the data editor, I need the OBT editor. Explorer, please. Yes, and I have used the Star Galleon. In fact, I could probably add the Star Galleon here a couple of times. I always figured it's more of a personnel transport, but yes, I've used the Star Galleon in one mission so far. So yeah, not a bad suggestion. I might add a couple of those. Right, so freighter, okay, here we go. I don't want that one, I do want this one. And we have different profiles we have for these ships, so they have different things. I'll actually use the profiles viewer. Flight models, freighter, okay. Empty canister. We've basically got all the different types here, so we can have each ship have different types of containers on them. I think I quite like this, so I think we'll have a few of those. I don't know if the other ones have it though. Nope, that's just a boring one. I think the other one's also just a boring one. Alright, so we'll use the K freighter then, won't we, to keep things varied. Is we'll have a bunch of these so we can keep it varied. Yes, though I have to define it in the ini file, which is here. I can probably get rid of that now since that's not relevant. Well, actually, I will need the objects thing, so here's an example of how it's defined. Objects, you get the flight group number and you define what its object profile is based on the ship's own ini file, which will then have a series of meshes that are hidden or shown. So these are all Gozanti cruisers, I think, or most of them are, I can't remember. But yeah, one Gozanti cruiser has TIE fighters under its belly, one Gozanti cruiser has TIE interceptors, and the rest are empty. There's nothing underneath their bellies, as an example. I will not bother with that kind of aesthetic detail at this point because I'm more interested in placement of ships and core gameplay than I am aesthetics too much right now. So where are these ships on the board now? So they are currently in region 1, so we need to put them in region 2. The backdrops. Another annoying thing that you have to do every time you add a new flight group or something major, it unhides anything you've hidden on here. Minor annoyance, but yeah. Alright. Okay. So you're currently on this plane. You up a little. And then we want the capital ships to be surrounding the fleet for the most part. I need to put something back here because these guys are a bit too far back, I think. Yes, and it's not a convoy you're going to have to protect directly. You're not going to have to intercept waves of torpedoes. It is an interception mission, but it's only so far as you're going to be intercepting scouts that are inspecting the convoy. Ship's got moved, okay. Let's, for the moment, hide all of this. So I only need to see these, which do not have a waypoint right now. We'll do this. I have to reload the map. What happened there actually? Are we happy with that? I think we are. Yeah, let's work with that for now. Do 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 do. Right. Separate these out. Yes, Thiago, this is exactly that. This is a reversed version of that mission. Except reimagined. So, yeah, this is a reimagined X-Wing Alliance mission from the Imperial side, essentially. Right, that looks good. Now I want to make sure their Z points are matching as well. Quicker to do it this way. So they should now be on the same plane. Good. There's two though that were still. Which one? Ah, there it is. Huh. Okay. You are welcome, Pajlatek. Hopefully I got that right. Hello, hello. Right, I need to check their arrival times. This fleet arrives at what point? 24 seconds. Say 25, 26, 27, and then we'll move these up to the other fleet. Thank you, you're welcome. Alright, mission saved. Good, let's take a look at what happened there. And also make sure I'm on the correct. Yep, okay, let's see how that looks. Apparently I have 20 viewers. That's nice. Hello. As I said earlier, I'm not very good at just talking constantly, and I could be very boring, so please do feel free to ask questions or bring up topics you'd like to discuss, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. I should be in position, and it should arrive any moment now. Here we go. Yeah, that looks good. That's a nice big convoy now, isn't it? Let's have a look. We've still got some ships. Yeah, there's some issues there, perhaps. And you're angled upwards, I think. Alright, is that just me? No, that's just me. I think some of these ships, yeah, you're coming in on a downward arc. Okay. Alright, let's have a quick look at that. For example, that should all match. So it looks nicer when they come out of hyperspace and not at different angles. That's right, that's right. Those are part of the containers. That should be 0. This could be an issue with the larger number of ships, or it could just be their waypoints are off somehow. This program is called YOGME, which is short for Ye Old Galactic Empire Editor. Okay, I think in this case it's their Y coordinates which are a bit off. But one thing I'm actually curious about, we added in the ability to actually mimic the hyperspace speed when they jump in and out. I've already posted a video about this, and I'm still not sure if I actually want to use it or not because it has slight issues with rubber banding. It's minor, but it does exist, and it annoys me. Where is it? Hyperspace. I don't have the CFG file for it. It's probably in here somewhere. There it is. This is actually available in the current version of 1.3.2. There's the DLL for it. The CFG file is not included, but you can make it if you wanted to. And all this does is turn on quick hyperspace. I will demonstrate this now. If the game would load, thank you. Yes, convoy missions, escort missions, they're always hit and miss in most games of any kind of game where you have to escort something or protect something. It's a fine line between being fun or just a slog. It's a hard thing to do and balance for. I'm not the biggest fan of convoy missions, which is why I try to make them as interesting as possible, or vary up what you're doing with a convoy. Right. So let's see how this looks. That didn't look too bad. That did not look too bad. I didn't notice any severe rubber banding. My issue right now is all the ships are kind of going at wonky angles, and I'm not sure why. Because you've got some pointing down. It's because they're hyperspacing out. Okay, I know why. Never mind. Let's have a look at that again. If you mean all the briefing officer voices, then yes. That's me. I am your briefing officer for today. Oh, that was a bit too fast. There we go. Yeah, okay. That did not look as bad as I kind of expected it to. Because I think perhaps the fact that it's on a black backdrop kind of hides that, perhaps. I will see if I can demonstrate with another mission. This is a mission I actually designed on Livestream a few months, last year now, which I haven't actually done too much with since that Livestream. I have done some minor changes, but this one I designed from scratch on a Livestream, which is on my channel somewhere. But I think this might show the rubber banding a bit more. Isn't 3DS Studio still a thing? Or has it been bought out and changed to something else? I think Blender's a popular option for many people these days on if you're looking to get into modelling. Oh, is this a Raidu base? Yes, it is. One thing I really like from 1.3 is the new missile boat engine sound. It's bassy. It sounds powerful and I really like it. Alright, let's see how this looks. There, you can see it rubber banding a little bit. Just on a couple of ships, but it happens. So we were just talking about making convoy missions interesting. This is obviously more interesting to attack convoys. I apologise if this is a bit too loud, by the way. I'm not sure how loud this is versus my voice. But we've got the missile boat at this point, and you're going to be allowed to just go to town on a big convoy. that was fun. So yeah, the hyperspace thing, it's nice. I did actually push for it quite hard. We spent quite a while trying to, because there were a lot of issues with it. It's not as easy as you think to make it go fast, because the engine doesn't really like it. The rubber banding is basically the final frame of the ship is basically being put into the position it's supposed to be in, but the way the speed function was, and this could be an issue with frames per second, to be fair. The ship either goes a bit too far forward or a bit too far back, and so in that very last frame the game pushes it into the position it's supposed to be in. It doesn't happen consistently, it doesn't happen with every ship. It seems to be a bit more of an issue if the ship's coming in at an angle, but yeah, so this is why I'm kind of not entirely sure whether I want to finally have that in the game or not. And if I do, I'm going to have to adjust a lot of missions for that concept, because there's quite a few visuals that I like with ships coming in and out of hyperspace when you come into regions, so yeah. Anyway, oh yes, there's Battle 10, by the way. There's a Battle 10 image, and there's all these little images as well. That's because this battle is well on the way to being made. There's still a lot to do there, but that along with Battle 9 are quite far along in their development. And yes, that is a fleet of Venator destroyers. Anyway, back to the current mission. I'm also going to turn the hyperspace stuff off for now. Right, so I think the convoy size is pretty good now. Well, it basically does have 12 more ships. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it feels like a lot. Let's put the wireframes back on. And turn off those. Okay. You're definitely at an angle. You shouldn't be like that. Okay, so we've got lots of frigates here. We need something covering the flanks. I would say probably 2 Lancer frigates here and maybe 2 more rear guard with a carrier perhaps here, maybe 3 more rear guard. Do I want to just use Lancer frigates, or should I use some? Oh, I want to use Raider corvettes maybe. I'm a big fan of Raider corvettes since I added them into the game, but I've been using them as more of an actual attack ship than a starship. Even though it's corvette sized. Okay, so let's make a bunch more Lancer frigates then for now. We can always change it later. Some of these are the original ship names from the X-Wing Alliance version of this mission. DFIE, that's we added a functionality to increase the speed of the hyperspace jumps, so it looks more like the movies and the TV shows, but it has a slight issue with rubber banding when the ships arrive in position. Doesn't always happen, but yeah, it's one of those things that's making me think, do I really want this in? Because some people won't give a crap. Other people, like me, do, because you notice it, and when you notice it, things like that, little details or little things, it bugs the crap out of you. We wanted 1, 3 at the front, 2 at the back. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, we wanted 2 more at the front, 3 at the back, so 5 frigates. And then we'll have a carrier. We also said we wanted the Star Galleon, didn't we? Add a couple of those in. Carrier. Where is the carrier? There we go. I'll add in 3 Star Galleons. Maybe make it 4. Because why not? Star Galleon. Yes. I didn't want to press that button. That's annoying. Okay, whatever. Star Galleon. Selected only. Please don't tell me you're going to do that as well. Good. Right. This is actually kind of one of the more tedious parts of mission editing. Getting things where you want them to be, kind of aligning things up, because you have to keep going back and forth in the game to see if you're happy with the placement, if ships are doing what you want them to, and so forth. Too many ships close to each other, I think. I'll put them up a bit here. It's going to be a good place for the carrier, actually. The DFIE, this stream will be on my channel, so you can always go back and have a listen. I don't actually know how long I've been streaming at this point. About 50 minutes I've been streaming, I think. So 40 to 50 minute mark I talk about this. So we've got some Star Galleons in now. Lancer frigates. And the escort carrier. Fuck my life. There we go. What angle should the carrier be at? We don't want it to fly into the back of a destroyer if it's launching fighters. You can be above the destroyer, I think. Lancer frigates should be sort of in the middle, which they are from the look of it, so that's fine. want to surround the fleet. Where is the other Lancer frigates? Something's also hidden. There it is. There we go. Alright. Got our Lancer frigates. I do like to vary up things just a little. Make it feel a bit more dynamic in how they appear. I never like putting things on the same plane if I can help it. The old games, the old time missions tended to put a lot of ships on the same Z plane most of the time. It's easier for your mission editing, I'll grant you, but it doesn't look as natural for a fleet formation in my opinion. I'm not actually hearing the music. It's been a long time since I've actually done some streaming, so I'm actually not hearing any music at all, which is a little annoying. I'd rather hear some music if I'm quite honest. The music I think that's currently playing is the Stellaris soundtrack. I needed to find something that's not going to get copyrighted. Right, okay, let's make sure these guys have an arrival time. You do. I will adjust a lot of these arrival times later because I want the fleet to look like it's coming in an orderly fashion. At the moment it's kind of just a bit hodgepodge and how the ships are all coming in. 26. Yeah, really nice to do decimal points on these things, but unfortunately I can only do it on a 1 second basis. Let's move you guys up to the top. Have a test. That's battle 11. Wrong one. Thank you. Nice. Well, that is a big convoy. Gonna have to adjust the spacing on some of this. And there are definitely going to be some ships that might have issues, but yeah, I'm liking this. Now, let's start making the scene a bit more interesting. We have some A-wings here, and we want to first give them some waypoints. Be nice if we gave them the same. Actually, no, because I'm going to want to. Let's just start with one. Give them a bunch of waypoints. Your orders are going to be circle and evade. And I can't actually remember how I did this last time. How did I do this last time? We had enemies scouting a fleet. I think I just gave them the speed here. Let's have a look. Yes, I did. Okay, that's fine. Okay, region 2 actually we want, so circle and evade. I forget the top speed of an A-wing. I think it's under 20. Top speed of an A-wing is, yes, 120. Okay. Guessing with shields and lasers off, that's probably 170 something. Let's stick it to... I'll do it similar to the TIE Advance, so we'll do 176. Good. And we'll say it's scouting. I don't know what SOS Ungenio means. And hello, Revenant. Okay. Let's, for the moment, hide this. Actually, no, I don't want to hide the fleet. But do want selected only, don't I? I would really like not to see those. Does hiding them make go away? Oh, it does. Okay, hiding them. We'll just hide everything first. That'll make it easier. Hello, Magnum. Right, where's our first A-wing? Here we go. Oh, excuse me. Right. Scale these waypoints out and about. Right, so you're going to come in from this angle straight on because, you know, why not? Actually, what's your Z? You are all on the same Z plane, which is kind of annoying. I think we want you guys to come in at certain heights. That'll be a lot easier than just approaching things head on. We'll start up here for now. And we're going to make sure each waypoint is on the same one because it saves me the effort of doing that. Alright. Right, so. Yeah. So we're going to first want to come down here. In fact, yeah, we're going to want to... wrong button. We want you to come down to this level, don't we? That's what we want you to do. And then we can just adjust things, make it feel a bit more fluid and dynamic that they're weaving in and out at different angles. What we're going to do is we're going to give these A-wings different approach profiles as well. Right, so we want waypoint 2. Waypoint 3. What's going to be fun here is probably one of these ships is probably going to end up colliding, and I'm going to have to adjust the waypoint as a result. Let's see. So you're coming down. No, too far, too far. Go down. Maybe turn this way. Go this way. Here, to and then out to here. That'll do. That'll do. What next? Okay, everything has a go home order. We don't want that. Why are you going home? We want you to certainly circle. Do patrol waypoints, attacks targets, returns fire. We'll just do IFF Rebel, that's fine. Moving quite fast, that's fine. These, I think, are the ones I need to edit. Patrol waypoints. Patrol waypoints. Always fun to do this, IFF. No, we actually want them to attack because nothing's going to attack, so we're going to need to patrol and attack. IFF Rebel. Not all these ships around, but I want to make sure that there's some combat going on. Right, and we'll have this A-wing arrive just after that fleet arrives. And these other A-wings can stay out of it for now. Alright, let's see what happens. Thank you, Joshua. Glad you're enjoying my possibly boring conversation. At least visually, I should hopefully be more interesting. Can't say I'm a very expressive live streamer. But it is nice to talk to you guys. I enjoy interacting with the community and hearing your feedback. Here's the fleet. Here's the A-wing. Let's go follow the A-wing. You should be going pretty fast. Yep, this A-wing is going 176 as I ordered it to. This means you are going to have to try and keep up with them to kill them, and that's what really is going to be the challenge here. Because otherwise this would probably be too easy. And the next question is, how easy is it going to be for the rest of the starships to shoot them down? It looks like it's going to be very easy. Oh, where's that destroyer going? Okay, well, whatever. Okay, well, he's still alive. I'll give him credit. Is he going to make it through? Oh, there he goes. He's diving down. I think he's actually evading. I should go back up to continue. See, this for me is what's going to make the mission interesting, because you're going to be chasing these A-wings, and everyone loves A-wings. And you're going to have the interesting visual of all the other ships shooting whilst you're weaving in and out of all these freighters. And there we go, he's dead. So I might have to make the... Well, first I have to fix that. But I might have to make the ships a bit less accurate. I don't want them to do the work for you. So what's the Star Destroyer doing? Why is it going that way? I suspect it's just a case of... Oh, of course, I don't think he actually has any waypoints yet, does he? Let's have a look. Yes, no waypoints. Easily fixed. Let's give it a thing. There we go. He should do his job now. Let's set everyone's AI to officer for now. This should make them less accurate. And we're gonna now add the other A-wings to the field. Or at least, I think we'll add 3 more A-wings to the field for now. But right now, to make things easy, we're gonna copy, paste some waypoints. This is just gonna make my life easier. Or at least I hope it will make my life easier. And then we can go back to the editor, map editor, and we should now be able to see that all these A-wings have the same waypoints. Now we'll bury this up. But what we can do is we can hide everything. And that way I can just edit this and move it over here, give it a bit more variation. Probably do actually want to keep some aspects of this, so let's go back to being faded. And then we'll hide you, and we'll unhide you. Okay. You can say you come in at this angle. So this one, for example, I probably have to alter quite a bit. It does save me some time just copy pasting some waypoints, otherwise I have to from every point start here, drag them out, and then decide where they want to go. It's just a bit easier to do it this way. No, there's going to be a dozen A-wings in this one at least. There's 11 I've got here. I have not yet decided on something more specific. This is just me kind of feeling things out. This is how I design missions. I have an idea. I already write down what I want the mission to be about, and I have in my head kind of how I want it to be, how I want it to look, what kind of forces I want to deploy. But until I actually start putting ships down and you know, laying out what I have in my head, I never really know how the mission's going to end up, because sometimes I'll have an idea, or an idea I want to try doesn't work, or I decide that looks shit, I'm going to do something else. So yeah, it's perhaps a haphazard way of doing things, but it works for me. We want you to come here, and we want some of these guys to go in different directions. So some of them are orbiting this way, we want this one to go clockwise around the fleet. I think for now we'll just leave it like that. I can sort the rest out later. I just want to see how this is going to look. So we'll remove that. Let's bring them in at 10-second intervals. 60. Actually, that would just be 1 minute, won't it? 110, 120, 20, 30, 40, 2 minutes. 2 minutes 10. These guys only have veteran AI. Let's crank that up to Jedi for now. I'm going to give them 200% shields as well. I think they're going to do that themselves, but I want to start on that. I'm not sure if I want to give them chaff. Yeah, fuck it, let's give them chaff. And this time we're going to actually try and shoot some down. Let's give them advanced missiles. I'm undecided if I'm actually going to do a beam weapon in this one, because the beam weapon, let's be honest, most of us just use it to give us engine power, and that's going to make this easy to catch up to them. And I do want some challenge here, so yeah, let's see how we roll. You get to see my amazing flight skills. The destroyer is facing the right way this time, which is nice. Okay, we've got an A-wing. We've got a couple of A-wings now. Let's go get them. I'm going to turn my shields off. I actually can't remember if I gave these guys chaff now, but... And I don't have... Oh, bugger it. I don't have warheads. It's alright, let me do this again. Annoying thing here, if you edit the player stats here and whatnot, you actually have to back out to the concourse at least, and then go back, and then it updates the player. I don't know why it does that, but yeah. Quirks of the engine. We'll just call it that. Right. Let's try that again. Sorry, but you're going to have to wait for your loading screen again. Yeah, I'm not actually loaded in Vince T's model, IST's models on 1.3.2 yet. I did it for an earlier version of 1.3 just to test around. But his new ISD models are a thing of beauty. Plus, you're going to get to see some different profile versions. I'm going to use the Tacta Destroyer on one of them. Okay, do I have missiles this time? I do have missiles this time. Good. Right, let's see the fleet come in. Okay, so let's go kill some A-wings. Alright, so I'm at 162. I cannot keep up with them and keep my laser recharged, so I might have to give you a beam weapon, or just individually buff the player for this mission to give them slightly more speed, or just have the A-wings be a bit quicker. Let's see. Or make the A-wings slower. One down. They're not moving. Okay. Okay. Alright, okay. I fucked that up. This is the fun of mission making. You make mistakes all the time, or you forget to do something. Yeah, I thought so. Circle and evade. Scouting. Let's put it to 165. I think that's a bit more reasonable. You could just keep up. Alright, let's... Third time's a charm. Yes, you did hear of Tector. I'm going to use a Tector class destroyer for Zarin's fleet. It's going to be a capital ship killer. It's going to be a meaner than a star destroyer. That would be correct, Stephen. Yes, I could send in X-Wings, but this is a pure scouting mission. The rebels don't have lots of resources to waste, and given how heavily defended the convoy is, I think it would make sense for them just to send in their fastest scouts, and it mimics the original X-Wing Alliance version of that mission, where you're just sending in 2 A-Wing scouts, although this time it's a bit more. Okay, so back to shields. Here's the fleet. Da, 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 da. Right. Okay, so I'm 162, so this is still going slightly faster than me. But they are moving in now. Here we go. Yep, they're chaffing it out. I realise some of the ships have red lasers. I'll fix that later. You don't have chaff in the front though, do you? Oh, screw you. Bloody missiles. Okay. So I think the challenge isn't so much to will be to basically the challenge will be basically to kill these guys before they all leave. Although, like I said, I'm not sure if and how I want to add Ace Azamine to this, in which case he can't die. I hate that bug. So I might have one A-Wing that's basically invincible, or just too fast for you. We can direct more power to engines. We can just turn our laser recharge off. I really want to give you a sense that energy management matters here more than it normally does, that you really have to consider speed versus your current energy management shields and engines. Now, you don't really need shields here, but I would like at least at some point perhaps for you to get shot at. Now I think at the moment these guys are just circling endlessly, but you've basically got the idea of what I'm going for here. And I think this looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that as a starting point. I mentioned detector. Yeah, I don't have the ship loaded, I don't think. Let me have a look. Okay, so I'm going to need the ship then, aren't I? Damn it, Vince, where did I put your ship? I can never remember. Is it here? Nope. No. Oh, where has he put it? Is it here? OBD assets, OBD whips. No. I have no idea where he's put it. No matter, he might have actually taken it away. I do have a copy of it somewhere though, so. Here it is. I'm going to get a second folder up. This is what we wanted, isn't it? Just bear with me. This may not work. It's been a couple of weeks since I actually looked at this. Flight group 45 is Tector. Okay, good. I might have to quit the game to do this.
PI-034.
I haven't checked chat in a while. Chat. Hello, chat. Okay, you're just talking amongst yourselves. That's lovely. Okay, let's see if I can do the Tector. See if this works or not. This is Battle 11 Mission 3, by the way. I can't remember if they're called Rogue or not in the X-Wing Alliance mission. I'll have to double check that. What have we got here? It's Thrawn's fleet. Okay. And there's an enemy fleet. Okay, right. Let's see what happens. Well, hello, Tector Destroyer. You can see there, it's not got a hangar. TFTC model. So let's have a look at this early model. This is the new ISD1 model. This is the technical version. And we're in a Zarin ambush here. This has, or will have, missile boats that Zarin's trying to capture. This is still very early stages. All I've done here is just set the ships shooting at each other. There's no particular orders or anything. It's just a bit of a clusterfuck right now. But that's kind of the idea. You're going to warp into this, hyperspace into this rather, and you're going to try and save what you can, but it's kind of a bit too late. And you're in the missile boat itself. Lovely radar pull there. And I'm dead. Yeah. There you go. There's a tech to destroy for you. But yes, a big part of Battle 11 is I really want to showcase that Zarin is a real threat strategically. He thinks almost as well as Thrawn in terms of tactics and strategy. And I really want to try and showcase that it is a battle of wills between these two commanders. So yeah, that's a bit of a preview for you, and that's how it looks in the mission editor. I don't know. Vince T is very what's the word? Particular? No, not particular. I don't know, but he's that word where he really wants to make sure his model's perfect. Perfectionist. There you go. He's got several model profiles, including different turret profiles, but he's really trying to make it as accurate to what's been displayed in the current batch of films and TV shows available, which depicts a Star Destroyer or variants of a Star Destroyer. Because I know, like, they have different turret types. Rogue One has different main turrets, and then yeah, all sorts. Not something I pay too much attention to myself, but it's nice that we have all these different options. Multi-targeting would be nice, but the game simply does not support it. So there you go. It would be very nice to have a sort of I had this idea of having a rocket pod as a missile option. It's basically a dumbfiring rocket, short range, rapid fire, but something similar but with a homing capability, something not as powerful as a regular concussion missile, but that you could fire off a bunch at once and hit multiple targets. That would be pretty cool, but again, the engine just doesn't support it. Interesting idea. How am I going to pronounce this? Anachronian. Again, I'm very wary of using too many rebel assets. We already had a lot of them in the early battles, and up to that point, that's kind of why TIE Fighter is TIE Fighter. We can't just keep throwing rebels at you because the rebels only have a small fleet, really. But yeah, I'm wary of using too many assets. That said, at the very end of Battle 12 has you scouting the entire rebel fleet that's assembling for Endor. I can show what this looks like. Are you in region 2? Yes, there we go. There's the entire rebel fleet. I've tried to make it canon accurate, so this is the actual number of ships that were in the rebel fleet at Endor that we know about. I've kind of based this on Wikipedia numbers. There are fighters that are orbiting the fleets, and basically this is actually kind of a version of the mission I've been designing this evening, where you get to scout this fleet and you are going to be the one having to avoid the patrolling fighters. There will be aspects of you engaging elements of the rebel fleet earlier in the campaign, the Battle 12 campaign, And like I said, we're going to have a big battle over Cothless. That'll be the biggest battle of Battle 12, and I think it's number 3. Is it number 3? Yes, it's number 3. So Battle 12 Mission 3 will be the big battle of Battle 12. Or at least the big spectacle. So there you can see. I already posted a screenshot of this a long time ago. But we've got a small rebel fleet here. This is the bottom defense forces. And there's us. And ideally in this mission, I'm actually going to give you the choice of what craft you can fly. You'll have the choice to fly a TIE Fighter, a TIE Bomber, or a TIE Interceptor. I will not give you the option to fly a TIE Advanced or a gunboat, although this may change. Most of this, since Battle, I want to say 5, you've pretty much been in a shielded craft. We've kind of ditched TIE Fighters, Interceptors, and Bombers for the player craft after Battle 5. And I kind of want to go back to that a little bit. Some people may not like that, but it's not something I'm going to do on a regular basis. It's just like, you're back with the main fleet now. You don't have access to all the advanced resources that you've been had to at this point. And TIE Advanced are in very few numbers in Empire control. They're all in Zaren's control for the most part. And you don't want to waste TIE Defenders or missile boats on this either. So yeah, you'd go back to flying a regular old TIE, but I wanted to give you the option of what you want to fly. So Interceptor will be probably the best for fighters, TIE Fighter if you just want to, die, and a TIE Bomber if you really want to die, but also want to maybe take out some capital ships or something. So yeah. Escaria, unfortunately, the mod is only in English. There is no other language options. I know there may be some thing in the Babu Frick configurator, but that's only for X-Wing Alliance and the X-Wing Alliance upgrade. The TFTC does not do anything other than English, I'm afraid. HVG. What's HVG? Right. Yes, in that mission. Yes, I forgot about that. So yes, I want. This is going to be a low orbit scenario. I wonder if it actually just be easier just to show what's going on. Battle 12 Mission 3. Let's load this up. I am hijacking the Death Star laser as it's currently used in X-Wing Alliance engine, and I want to turn it into basically a planetary gun. So basically it looks like the planet's own defences are firing at the Imperial fleet. And Michael Van Tosh, yes, I might consider allowing gunboat usage, but I just feel that everyone's just going to go in the gunboat because it's got shields. It's a bit slow, but it's got shields and it's got a bigger weapon capacity. And whilst I'm all for giving choice, I don't want too much choice and it makes the mission too easy, and because then I'd have to structure the mission, it might make it too hard to structure the mission around too many choices. I really have to see how that will go. At this point, this mission is purely asset placement. There's no combat, there's nothing else going on here. It's just like, let's see how this looks. Sorry, Escaria, no, there's no plans to add any other language options at this time. Maybe in the far future. Here we go. What am I in? I'm in a TIE... I'm actually in a TIE Interceptor right now. Okay. Something did explode. I think there is actually no texture working at this time. I can't remember. There you go. So you can see a laser coming up from the planet. We have actually figured out how to make this more like a bolt than a beam, because I don't want it to be a beam. There it goes. I think right now it's using the concussion missile texture. I can't remember. And also, it's not going to one-shot destroyers. This is just me testing it out. But yeah, this is how this actually works. This is kind of weird. So the Death Star laser is a background, or at least it's classed as a backdrop. And the way it's controlled is with these sets of numbers. I need to remind myself, because it's been a while now, how these numbers work, so bear with me. Right, so it's just the first and second pair of numbers. So I think this number is the number of seconds before the weapon first fires. So in 5 seconds it will fire at ISD-2 Avenger. After that, at every 30-second intervals, it will fire at its next targets. And that's how that works. It's kind of strange, but there you go. But yeah, I really want to make it feel like the planet has its own defense system that's firing at the fleet, because that's not something we've really seen in any of these games, other than the Death Star itself, which is obviously not a planet. But yeah, this is basically me hijacking the Death Star laser, which has a power of something like 1 million hit point damage or something like that. But we can tone that down. I don't know if in the end this will actually work as I really want it to. We might need to do some engine wizardry, or I might just have to drop the idea entirely. But I want there to be some level of threat to the Imperial fleet as itself. The Super Star Destroyer could probably be fine, obviously. And yeah. Anyway, I am gonna have to say goodbye, I think, because it's nearly 11 PM for me here in Finland. Let me just have a quick look at chat. Yes, okay, no questions that I can see, and I am perfectly safe in Finland, don't worry. If any country can survive any kind of apocalypse, war, natural or otherwise, it's Finland. I am very safe here, so. But yes, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It seems like I had a fairly steady stream of viewers, even if it's just like 20 of you. I didn't do this with any kind of announcement or anything. I just thought, fuck it, I'm gonna do some streaming tonight. And so yeah, I might just, because I recently moved house, you see, so I now actually have my own room, and I can afford to actually do talking on a more regular basis and stream. So I might do a bit more on a regular basis. The next time I'll actually announce it. I just wanted to do it, get a feel for it, see if anyone bothered to turn up, and you have, which is lovely. So thank you very much for joining me this evening, and I will see you all perhaps next time. Thank you.